Hey everybody, and welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie, I'm your host. I'm so happy to be here. If you are listening live, it is the 23rd of July at 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you're listening to an archive or a replay, I want to also welcome you. I want to let you know we're over in the chat room, and you can find us by heading over to 12radio.com. That's number 2radio.com. Click on the chat button and you'll be redirected into the Facebook chat. Now, I would love to see you here. My banner's at the top of the page. You'll see it there. That's where other people are chatting. If you've never joined the chat room before, you will have to ask for entry, but our talented and brave producer Scott is standing by and he'll gladly let you in the room. I also want to let you know that I am doing this show live through Facebook Live as well, right over in the chat room. You can watch it there now, or if you'd like to come back to it later, you can find that over at Domestic Mystic on YouTube or on my website, katie-weaver.com. That's a mouthful. That's a lot. Okay, lots of good stuff happening though, right? So sadly, we are just leaving Cancer season and heading on into Leo. No offense to you all, Leo, but I'm a Cancer baby and I kind of hate to see the birthday end. But here we are, the party's over. Leo is here. That's not a bad thing. Really like the vibe today. I feel this undercurrent of empowerment, this undercurrent of kind of we're not going to take it kind of a vibe. I'm loving every second of it. So I hope that it's a good Leo season for you guys, whether you are a Leo or you are not. I suspect that you may find yourself feeling a little bit more empowered, a little bit more brave, a little bit more willing to take on the world, a little bit more willing to take things on that perhaps you haven't really wanted to be in charge of spearheading in the past. And so I'm excited to see what everybody does with this Leo season. We're kind of thick now in the middle of the summer solstice, and that in itself I think is a pretty good place for us to be, because this is an energy of magic. It is an energy of motion, and there's been a lot of motion, you know, kind of a lot of like it or not, here we come kind of motion, but there's been plenty of it. And so I think that we can all agree that we've had moments of feeling a little seasick, you know. We're kind of on the boat right now and it's definitely rocking. And so we've all had moments of feeling a little cautious, a little nervous, maybe even anxious, a little seasick on the ride. But you got to stock up on your Dramamine, because I don't think the ride's over yet. But we really are, I think, making some pretty good headway. Something that I'm really enjoying right now is seeing people who typically stand in the background, don't want to take leadership, don't want to be in charge of anything, stepping forward and saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. And I love that. I think that there should be room for everyone to share some kind of leadership, some kind of opportunity to step forward in various groups, whether this is at work, it's a family group, it's a social setting, whatever. But I think this is where we see who we might in the past have considered to be the wallflower, to step forward with some ideas, with some motion, with a need to be heard and validated. And isn't that cool? So I'm all about it. I'm loving it. We are on sale today over at 12Listen because we're in Leo season. I will be there all day long. So you guys can find me over there. We have a great reduced rate. I'll be happy to help you out if I can in any way whatsoever. You know how that rolls. Whatever it is you need, I'll be standing by. So for once, we have no ball games tonight. We have nothing. I'm going to stay home and work. It's been a busy summer. But don't let me complain. I like busy. I thrive on busy. Busy's very good for me. So don't let me fool you. I'm a fan. I like the way it feels. I want to be busy. And then apparently sometimes I want to complain about it. But it's actually very, very good. I want to share with you a time-based session that I have on sale for Leo season. So I'm going to be posting that in the chat room here in just a moment, but I want to be able to share that with you guys. Obviously, when we're on sale, I always like to do a time-based session. So I want to make sure that you guys have a chance to see that. So I'll send that out here in just a moment. I got to tell you guys, I've been playing on Pinterest a lot. Partly, you know, just out of curiosity of all of the things that I like, but a lot out of posting my stuff, you know, my blogs and whatevers. And I got to tell you what, I love Pinterest. Pinterest is a really interesting site. I didn't really understand Pinterest very much until I started diving in here the last couple of weeks. But wow, Pinterest is interesting. I mean, besides the fact that there are millions of good ideas on Pinterest, and if you need a recipe for anything whatsoever, you're definitely going to find it on Pinterest. But Pinterest is a search engine that you can look for anything and find it. It's really cool. So anyway, if you aren't playing on Pinterest, I highly recommend that you do. It is just really cool. I really love it. So anyway, and if you want to come find me on Pinterest, I am over there. I'm playing, I'm trying. Pinterest is making me laugh. I've had thousands of hits this month to my stuff on Pinterest, or of views, but I have one follower. So I promise it doesn't hurt my feelings. It's just what it is, but that just makes me laugh. Anyway, if you're on Pinterest and you want to come and find me and play with me over there, I'm just pinterest.com/Katie Brower Weaver. So that's how to find me over there. And if you are playing on Pinterest, come and play with me because it's pretty fun. You guys know that I have been following the keto diet for the last 7 months, and I've talked about it quite a bit. And you know, I think that and I've said this for a long time, but we're in such a polluted world as far as our food is concerned. We are not in a world of food that's in our best interest. We're in a world of food that can make people the richest. And because of that, it seems as though our government, the oversight, doesn't really have our best interest at heart. I believe that that's true. And I've thought for a long time that drastic changes were needed to the way we eat. But I hadn't really made those drastic changes. And so I had finally decided that what I really needed to do for me was to completely cut carbs and sugar out of my diet. Completely. Because what I know to be true is that when I do eat a fair amount of them, my body doesn't respond well. And I end up stiff and swollen and aching and in pain. And I finally decided that it's not actually worth it. That me feeling my best is really like one of the most important things I could possibly focus on. And losing weight is great too, but I really needed to feel better. So in January, December was a rough month. I found myself on Christmas Eve at urgent care getting a steroid shot because I was in so much freaking pain that I could not imagine trying to get through the Christmas holiday in the amount of pain I was in. And of course they gave me the shot and it got better, but I just went, I can't go on my whole life just, putting Band-Aids on all of this physical pain. Something has to give. And yes, I have many tools. I have energy work. I have meditation. I have tapping. I have herbal cures. I have a lot of things that help. A lot of things. But I was still putting Band-Aids on something that my body really, really was unhappy about. So for that reason, I'd been doing a lot of research. I'd been listening to my body and really feeling out, how do I react when I do this? How do I react when I do that? And it just had become so profoundly clear that what was really wrong with me was that I am allergic to sugar. I believe that to be true. So starting January 1st, my whole household, we dove in. We started keto. One of my doctors really didn't like it. She said, your kidneys aren't strong already. You're not going to be able to do this. I want labs every 2 months. And if your kidney function drops at all, you can't do it anymore. I said, okay, fine. I can do that. But I thought, no, I'm going to keep working these kidneys. I'm going to keep blessing these kidneys. I'm going to keep affirming for these kidneys that we are fine here and we've got this. And I did. The amazing thing was after 6 weeks of keto, I went in for labs and my inflammation markers had come down by 2/3. So there's two different ways that they measure inflammation for me. There's the CRP and the SED rate. And the CRP had come down into normal range. It's normally, I think normal range is below 2, and I had been usually around 5. And this was on medication for rheumatoid arthritis. Maybe I didn't mention that. For rheumatoid arthritis. I've had it since I was in my 20s. Anyway, fine. But that was crazy to see the SED rate. The SED rate came down to under 2. It's never been there in my whole adult life. My doctor was thrilled. My kidney function came down a little tiny bit. Not enough to freak out about, but a little bit. Okay, we'll keep an eye on it, right? The other lab is the SED rate. And the SED rate is, I think normal is below 15, and I've usually been around 25. Well, I dropped to 8. So here I am in normal inflammation ranges. My body's not stiff and sore. I'm not laying in bed at night hurting. I'm not constantly reaching for all of those cures and all of those fixes that I have because I didn't need them. And it was amazing. And spring was cold and miserable. And we were at 1,000,000 ball games in pelting rain and wind and snow. And it was fine. I didn't struggle to walk back to the car with my whole body frozen in place. None of those things. I felt good. So I kept going. My energy levels have gotten better and better. I have felt better and better. With summer ball, I've helped. I've been on the field. I've had a lot of fun. I haven't struggled the way I have in the past. I just had to have labs again. And I was a little worried what she was going to say about my kidneys because I'm just doing so well. And I didn't want there to be a moment where this got taken away from me. And I haven't trusted my body. I haven't trusted my health for a long time. And so I did worry. And I just kept reaffirming to my kidneys, you're fine. You're good. You're good. You're good. So the doctor called last week. She said, I got your labs. I said, okay. She said, so, and she paused. And I thought, oh, damn, no. She said, they're perfect. Perfect, you say. I said, kidneys? She said, kidneys are better than they've been in years. Okay. Thank you, happy little kidneys. SED rate down to 0.6. That's crazy low. Or no, the CRP. I've never been that low in my entire adult life, ever. It's amazing. It was right. When my body said, you are allergic to sugar, and I finally listened, and I finally took action, everything has shifted for me. Am I saying you're allergic to sugar? No. I'm saying I am. I will tell you that my daughters have both lost some beautiful weight and feel better than they have in a long time. I will tell you that my sister and my brother-in-law got on board. My brother-in-law has lost 80 pounds and feels amazing. Everyone's lost weight. Everyone feels better. Scott is doing amazing. I think that it is very possible that the amount and kind of sugar that we are being exposed to, especially here in the United States, is toxic to our systems, regardless of how your body responds to it right now. That's what I think. So here I am now in this place. Am I going to beat this drum to everybody that they have to do what I did? No. Am I going to have to shout from the rooftops constantly that this is how I eat? No. I don't have a need to do that. What I'm going to shout is, listen to your body. And if you feel like something isn't right for you, don't do it. Don't do it. That's all. Just listen. Nothing feels better than feeling good, right? Nothing is better than your body being healthy and feeling better. So that's all I want to say. And I don't even know why I'm talking about this. It wasn't even in my plans today, but it came up really strong for me that I needed to discuss it. So I'm discussing it. You guys know I've been pretty dang authentic and real about my life and my body and my situations. I think that it's the way it should be. I want to be authentic. And so this is me laying it out there. So I just want you guys to know that I am a firm believer in intuitive eating. and in eating what you think your body needs, judging by how you feel. Does that mean you're going to do that every second of every day? No. No, it does not. But overall, eat the way your body's asking you to eat. Get some help if you need to get some help. Get a nutritionist. Get somebody on board that can help you make some decisions. But trust yourself. You know you. And also, just because someone says that it's safe for you or good for you to put in your body doesn't necessarily mean that it is. Trust you, right? All right. Apparently somebody needed to hear that today, so there we go. Pinterest, because that's where we were. Pinterest helped me enormously when I jumped off onto the keto train, because there's so many recipes and great ideas. But literally anything you're thinking about, it's there. You want to do candle magic? There's a billion spells on there. You want to explore, geez, I don't know, anything, underwater basket weaving, I'm sure it's there. Anyway, so come play with me on Pinterest because it's fun. Atara said it's so hard to break the sugar habit. It is. It is, because I don't think it's a habit. I think it's an addiction. I really do. I really do. I think that's why when you get your otherwise usually well-behaved children into the grocery store and they have terrible fits because they want you to purchase things that are full of sugar, I think that's their little addiction stocking, right? That for some reason they have to have this, right? Probably another topic for another day, but something that's been rolling around in my head a lot. Anyway, I am happy to see you guys all here in the chat room. So I want to take a peek at Luminous. So I'm going to put a link in the chat room. You can find it by heading over to katie-weaver.com and just clicking on the Luminous tag, the button that says Luminous Magazine. I just revamped my website a couple of days ago, so it looks a little different than it usually does, or than it has in the past. I really like it. It's a little bit less cluttered, a little bit less busy. Apparently I feel busier sometimes than others, but suddenly all of the floral wallpaper became overwhelming to me, so I pulled it all down. But anyway, that's what's going on. Okay. Oh, Laura. Laura says, thank you for your beautiful birthday shirt. She got a birthday t-shirt from me. It's lilac. She said, I love the lilac color and the message. Inhale courage and exhale fear. Isn't that a perfect message? I loved it. Good for Leo season 2, right? Here we are. Yep. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing some good questions come up here in the chat. Definitely we will have time today. We will have time today for some readings. So if you need a reading today, throw it up in the chat room. Some energy work, you got a question, you need some mediumship, even animal communication, whatever. Throw it up in the chat, I'll help you. Jane says, I was thinking of you yesterday as I created a keto masala chai, unsweetened vanilla almond milk, vanilla chai bagged tea, and I love that Bigelow brand of vanilla chai, by the way. And stevia sweetened pumpkin syrup brewed together on the stove. Amazing. That sounds amazing. I love it. I love it, Jane. I'm definitely going to do that. I love chai. Oh my God, do I love chai. I could drink it all day, every day. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Alrighty, guys, let's keep on moving. Let's go look at the magazine really quick. Oh, one more thing from Jane. She said, I'm so addicted to sugar when I quit drinking, and I'm not an alcoholic, but definitely an addict, so nothing exceeds like excess. I needed this message today. I bought so many carb-filled foods last night, and I felt mentally bad and then so sick after. It's just weird, isn't it? It is weird. Yep. And then she's just talking about kids and sugar. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's why bribing kids with treats works so well. And we have all done it with kids and with ourselves. I've done it lots of times. And honestly, it's it works because it feeds an addiction. It's sick. And yet it's our society. It's how we've been, right? Well, blah, whatever, but thank you. Several of you have mentioned my top, that it's a nice color for me. Thank you. How nice of you. My poor hair, it's so hot here. And it's just so, it's humid, and it's never humid here. We're landlocked, you know, where there's no water here, but it's been really humid and hot, and my hair is a fright. So anyway, I would usually not come with my hair put up like this onto the show because, well, I don't know why, but there was no option today. I tried to get a brush through it and straighten it, and no. So the messiest of messy buns it is. That's fine, right? It's totally fine. All right, guys, let's dive into Luminous. So Luminous this week, there's a note from me, of course, talking a little bit about the night. You know, this is the time of year when I am so intoxicated by the night. And of course, it's because it's so damn hot, right? It's so hot during the day that all I want to do is stay in the house. And then by evening, I'm getting restless and I want outside. I'm turning into that nocturnal cat, you know? I want to go. And so many nights we find ourselves taking a ride, taking a walk, going down to the river or somewhere that you can just enjoy the night. Because wow, I had to laugh 2 nights ago. My 16-year-old got home from hanging out with friends about 12:30, and she woke me up and she said, "You have to come out and look at the moon right now." And I was like, just tell me about it. She said, "Oh, no. She said, this is the kind of moon you love. Come on, you have to come." And she made me get in the car, and because you can't see, we have a lot of trees around my house and you couldn't see it. So she got me in the car and drove me down the road to make sure I saw that moon. You know, and it's a waning gibbous, and it was enormous. I've never seen the moon that big when it wasn't full. It was an incredible sight. But it was also just a neat little moment of magic, you know, she thought that I needed to see that she actually woke me up, drugged me out of bed, and drove me somewhere to make sure that I could see it, and that we got to share that in all of our magical nights around here. So I hope that you guys are getting some gorgeous nights and an opportunity to enjoy them too. It's magical, right? I called this week's edition of the magazine the Hear Me Roar edition because we're heading into Leo, and I'm just seeing a lot of sass and extra courage in people, and I'm loving every second of it. So we are going to roar, right? Some people might not always like it. That's my suspicion, but I don't care. I probably do. You know, that empath in me cares. But you know what? This is our moment. We got to shine. We've got to speak up. We've got to stand up for whatever it is you believe in. And hopefully it's something that you need or want. So take care of you. And if you have to ruffle a few feathers along the way, well, it seems to be the right season to do it. Alrighty. My memoir this week is just a little story that I shared on my Facebook page yesterday about eyelashes. You know, my eyelashes have thinned over the last few years. And I don't know if it's because, you know, you hit 40 and things change. I wasn't sure if it's age or if it's thyroid or, you know, whatever it is. But my eyelashes aren't the same. My eyelashes used to bang around on the inside of sunglasses and drive me crazy. I had eyelashes for days, and I don't anymore. And I keep seeing friends of mine with these luscious, beautiful eyelashes. They are either wearing these really beautifully applied falsies, or they're getting, you know, the fills, you know, getting like the eyelash extensions. So I kind of looked into all of it. I don't feel like eyelash extensions are for me. I'm not great at maintaining stuff like that, so, and I don't want to wreck what I do have, so I decided not to do that. So I tried the fake eyelashes that you glue on. Have you guys ever tried that? There's not enough hand-eye coordination in the world to make that happen, at least for this guy. I literally glued my eyes shut. It burned and hurt so bad, and I knew I wasn't a candidate for those. So I bagged eyelashes. And then later on, the magnetic ones came out, you know, where there was a top and a bottom. And you were supposed to put the top one on your top lash and then take the bottom one and pop it up here, and boom, you'd have these big, thick, gorgeous eyelashes that were stuck on magnetically. Have you ever tried to do that? I couldn't make it happen one time. I stood in front of the mirror for days trying. My kids tried to put them on me and themselves. That is a total racket. There's no way in hell. Even with the tools, I couldn't make it happen. So I bagged eyelashes again. They're just eyelashes, right? It's not the end of the world. It's not like I'm suffering over them or anything. I just think they're really pretty. Well, whatever. So a while ago, I saw an ad on Facebook for magnetic eyelashes that hook directly to or stick directly to magnetic eyeliner. Now, isn't that brilliant? The eyeliner's magnetic. The eyelashes have little tiny magnets on them that stick right to the eyeliner, and boom, eyelashes, right? Okay, so I thought I'd give it a try. Eyelashes again. So I ordered the stuff and it came yesterday, and I was so excited. I'm finally going to have eyelashes. So I learned a hard lesson about liquid eyeliner. It's really hard to put on, and you should go slow and use a little bit. You know when you paint your nails, you kind of wipe the brush off on the side of the bottle a little bit so you don't have too much paint? Well, I didn't do that. And I should have done that, because on the first eye, somehow I was way too low to the eyelash and ended up with a ton of it below my eye. But worse than that, a ton of it in my eye. I had a long black smudge all the way across my eyeball of the stuff. And it's magnetic, so who knows what the hell's in it. This is starting to seem like a bad idea, right? So, but I don't want to ruin what I already have on, because the top actually looked fairly decent. So I'm trying to blink, 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 blink. Also, my eyelid itself had no interest in staying shut while I was trying to put the stuff on. It's like it had its own little seizure, flipping and flipping and flipping. Anyway, I pinned that down by pinning my eyelashes down with my fingers. I got it on, but again, my eyeball is full of it. And the bottom lid, I have this stuff everywhere. So I finally managed to kind of cry it all out of my eyeball, get it all wiped off on the bottom. Everything looks good and like it's going to just dry and set up. So I move on to the other eye and I'm like, okay, lesson learned. Don't use so much. Don't be so close to the lash line. Just be careful. And by God, wouldn't you know, I did the same thing on the other eye, only much worse. I had a lot more in that eye. I don't even know how it happens. I don't know how you get so much on the lower lid. Anyway, so I messed around with that one until I finally got it all out of that eyeball. By this time, my eyes are pretty red and pretty irritated and pretty pissed off that I'm trying this stupid plan. But the eyeliner on top is finally dry and I'm ready. And I pop the eyelashes on and they go right on and they stick and they looked good and they didn't bother me a bit. And so I thought, okay, maybe I've got this down to a science. Maybe I figured it out. So I decided to wear them all day and just see, can I tolerate them? Are they going to bug me? I can't wear earrings to save my life. It just bugs me to have them on. So I thought, is this going to bug me? I shopped. I came home. I went to a ball game. I did several things. It was no problem. I loved them. Then this morning came and I was ready to try on my eyelashes again. I did my eyeliner like a pro. Nothing in my eyes, nothing below the eyes. It was perfect. But now, the eyelashes didn't go on right. They fit weird. Did I have them on the wrong eyes? Is that a thing? I don't know, but I had to give up because I had to come see you guys. I'll have to try again. But why am I putting myself through this? I have no idea, except for that I just kind of want them. So there you go. But I have had to laugh so hard over what the heck am I doing here? Anyway. So hopefully you'll learn something from my little lessons. And I don't know. I think it's going to work out. I actually do. I just need to keep practicing a little bit. And I think it'll be okay. This is definitely not something I'm going to do every day. But every once in a while, when I really want to show up, well, I can finally have my lashes. So I guess we can have our cake and eat it too every once in a while. To be continued, I'm sure. Alrighty, moving on. We have our pain-free living article from Christy. And of course, we have Kai's kaleidoscope. Kai has had a 3-part article called Connections to Self. And it's been really awesome. It's really made me want to find a way to help publish all 3 parts of it all together. All 3 of them are, lengthy articles. And so to put it all together is a big piece, but they're so good. So I hope that you guys read 1 and 2. Because this is part 3. If you didn't, we'll go back to the archives and pull them up so that you guys can read all 3 parts of this article. But it is so good. It's so good. Kai has so much wisdom. I think, and I mean this, that Kai is one of the oldest souls I have ever met. I think that's true. And the way she writes and the things that she brings to the surface are always thought-provoking. They're always well-researched and well thought out and well-written. And as always, Kai, you knocked my socks off. Thank you for this article and for all 3 parts of the series. They were fantastic, really. All right, the tip of the week from me, a little note from heaven. Keep your eyes on the skies. Spirits often visit you through birds, butterflies, dragonflies, and other winged things. So fun. Recently in a mediumship session, I was talking to a beloved, a man who's, I was reading for his beloved, and he told me that he cherishes spring because he can finally come back in with the butterflies. And I said, you can come with other animals, right? And he said, I can come with whatever I want. But he said, she loves butterflies. So when I can come in with butterflies and bring her some magic and make her smile, that makes me so happy. And I thought that was one of the most lovely things I've ever heard. Of course, he comes in as other birds, other winged things, maybe other animals. But it's the butterflies he lives for. Butterfly season. Because that's when he gets to come through in a meaningful way that makes her smile. Isn't that lovely? I just thought that was so wonderful. I've been wanting to share that with you guys. I thought that was lovely. So I shared this on my Instagram page yesterday. And somebody said, winged things? Even like mosquitoes? And I had to laugh because I thought, I know some spirits that might come back as a mosquito just to piss you off, just to pester you. I joked with them that would probably be my dad coming back as a mosquito because he loved to pester everybody. But I thought that was kind of an interesting thought. Even mosquitoes, well, why not? Except for that, they're going to be most likely to choose something that gets your attention in a positive way and that you feel connected to, so that perhaps you'll recognize them in that being. So how does it work? What are the logistics of this? They're not born as a bird, right? They're not born as a mosquito, right? No. I've asked lots of questions in spirit about this because I think it's a really fascinating phenomenon. Some of the things that I've been told about it are that A, it helps them to get closer in being to their loved ones. B, sometimes it helps them to be recognized, even if it's just for the being that they are. Somebody says, look at that cool bird. You saw them. You saw them and they're overjoyed and overwhelmed by that. It's amazing. So there's that. But how does it work with animals? Here's how a spirit explained it to me. He said, animals do not possess the ego that people do. It's the ego that connects us so fiercely to our bodies that we would never allow another being to possess it willingly, right? But animals don't share that kind of ego. And so if one were to request to share their being for a point of time, a few moments, it's not that long, they'll happily agree. That's one of the differences between animals and us, right? That difference in ego. But he said that is essentially how that works. I said, so you don't just like take something over. And he said, of course not. He said, you ask. And they give you room and space and allow you to do so. And I know that's a big mind bender. I do. But I've seen it happen so many times where spirits come, they visit, they say hello. I just think it's a really fascinating phenomena. And so, of course, I've asked lots of questions in working with mediumship, and these are some of the answers I've gotten. So I think they're worth sharing with you guys because it's an amazing thing. So Keep your eyes on the skies. I hear this all the time. All right. Last thing I want to share out of Luminous is an article by Dr. Elisa. She says, do not fight someone else's war. Is this battle worth the fight, or is it only about fighting? Such a good point. And frankly, one I personally needed to hear, because as a Cancer, I tend to want to defend my loved ones, I want to get offended and defend them when I don't need to. And it's a good message. It's a good message for all of us these days, because the fighting, especially online, is so outrageous. Yeah, don't fight somebody else's fight. I'm going to try to ask myself that question before I wade into any battle, and I would highly recommend that you do the same. There's a lot more good in Luminous this week, and I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to go ahead and explore it yourselves, but please let me know. If there's anything that you see that you love, let the author know. That's always a nice thing to hear. Alrighty, I'm going to head back to the chat room here. Jane says it was her who needed the message. Well, good, Jane. You know I'm right here. Alrighty. Oh, Chris says the message was also for her. Well, good. Alrighty, guys. Let's take a look at a couple of things. Elizabeth says, I'm trying to sort out my living situation. My current lease has expired, and I was hopeful for a place solo or shared that is less expensive. I might have an opportunity to share a 2-bedroom with a friend, which will put me in a better financial situation. I'm still waiting for more information, any insight. I really like the opportunity to share the 2-bedroom with a friend. I like the energy of it. I like the support of it. I feel like this is a friend that you can remain autonomous with, so that you have your own life, your own stuff, your own, way of being, but also have that connection to her, Have that connection to her, that live, warm body, that friend, that somebody to spend some time with. I think that you can have both of those things with her. That it's a, it's a good possibility. I highly recommend that you really explore that, and that, even if, one opportunity falls through, you continue looking together, because you'd be great roommates. And the idea of you being able to free yourself up financially a little bit is very compelling, because Elizabeth, you work really hard and you deserve to enjoy some of your money, right? So if you can bring your living expenses down, I think it's really smart for you to do that. Take a little bit of pressure off of you, for one. Lowers your stress level, which is wonderful. And I like the arrangement. Yeah, I say you go for it. It feels good. Marlene says, I'm hoping you can give me some guidance with Leo's tummy. Leo is her dog. He's been having problems since May, and despite a lot of vet trips and meds, he hasn't gotten any better. They had him on special medication for yeast overgrowth in the gut, and I don't know if he needs a longer course of his treatment or not. He goes back to the vet tomorrow for another assessment. He's on a specialized diet, and they are transitioning him to another brand. I don't know if this is contributing to the problem or not. Can you pick up? I'm sure the stress of the new kitty isn't helping him, but I'm really worried about him. Marlene, I feel like you need a fresh set of eyes on him. I feel like they are not quite at the root of what's going on with him. And I will tell you that pancreas is what keeps coming up for me, but I'm not a vet. We got to get the vet to, get it all sorted out, of course, but pancreas is what I keep hearing and feeling. But I'm going to recommend that you seek out a second opinion and take him to a different vet, because I think he needs a fresh set of eyes. I kind of feel like they're just throwing snowballs at it because they're not quite sure. So that's kind of what's coming up for me. But at any rate, yeah, the stress of the new kitty, he's rolling with that. But I'd be a little worried about him too. I think that we have to get to the bottom of this. So the things that come up for me are pancreas and parasites, but maybe that's the yeast. But at any rate, a fresh set of eyes. That's the most important thing, I think. Yeah, poor kiddo. All right, Arlene says, I would appreciate a reading today if you are doing them. Arlene, I am. Let me ask what you need to hear from me today. You have been feeling so you're underwhelmed. Underwhelmed by people in your world. I feel like you've been feeling a little taken for granted, taken advantage of, and just underappreciated. And you're just feeling kind of sick of it. I feel like when you have people in your world that need something, you show up in full force. You are so willing to help out. You're so willing to be there. You're willing to throw out suggestions and ideas. You're willing to help financially. You're willing to help with your time. Like, you'll do what other people need you to do. Sometimes more than they even asked you to do, just because you feel like this is, you need to be there for them. You, Arlene, have a really, really great sense of community, and of kind of that idea of it takes a village, but a little bit more than that too, this idea that we take care of each other because that's what we do. But you haven't been getting that in return, not well at all. And I think that there's some resentment here and a little bitterness. But then I think you judge yourself for feeling that way and kind of put yourself down. And, there's the never-ending head game going on about all of it. Make sure, Arlene, that you are also taking care of you. I actually recommend that you take a little step back and, maybe not do as much as you've done in the past. Additionally, ask for help when you need it, though I'm hearing that you've tried that before and didn't get very good results and ended up still feeling pretty resentful. But when you're feeling resentful, it means that you are probably doing more than needs to be done. Because if it's not appreciated, if you're not really feeling like you're in sync with the people around you, it's not really a great energy to be in. So, a little step back, more service for you. I have a great image of you reading a book that you get really excited about. This is some kind of intuition development or manifesting or something along those lines that really clicks and makes sense for you. So start looking, maybe ask a few questions from like-minded friends, but find a book that you can get excited about. Maybe even a book that's has a little course in it, a workshop, of its own that you can take and put yourself through. You need to do some things that create some success for you, that you can internalize and get excited about, that are for you. So I feel like that's a great first step for you. I also this fall see some kind of a travel. I see fall leaves, and I wonder if this is a trip to see the leaves somewhere, or to, some kind of a destination. That's your deal. But I feel like either this is already in place and this is an affirmation that it's a good thing, or it needs to be in place. So if you don't have some kind of travel this fall planned, and this doesn't have to be a huge trip, it could be a weekend, getaway or something, but get something planned. Get something to look forward to. And if you take other people with you, make sure that they are a part of the process, they're a part of the planning, they're a part of the paying, that you're not shouldering it all or something like that for somebody else. Because you would do that, and you're not doing it this time. Everybody's going to pay their own way, everybody's going to, will be autonomous, right? But you can take friends or family if you want, but you need something to look forward to. So let me know how it goes. I'm excited to hear where you go or what you do this fall, because it looks magical and transformational for you. All right. Let's see. Liliana, I would love a message on a full-time, I'm guessing that means full-time job you start tomorrow. Yep. Don't expect to make friends there. That's not a prediction of doom. They're saying just do your own thing for a little bit. There is some chaos amongst employees, and you need to be careful that you don't align yourself with the wrong people, because there's a turnover in process there. So be friendly, but don't be friends. Not yet. Just kind of wait to see how things shake out there before you do that, so that you're on the right side of the line, right? That's all it's about. So just be a little cautious about the people. Do not fall into any kind of gossip. If you're, enter a room or a conversation that's gossipy, Get the hell out of there. Just have nothing to do with it, Liliana. It's going to be important moving forward. Yep. Arlene said, you have me pegged and I am underwhelmed. Yes, I tend to help to infinity and beyond, and I love to do that, but I just started a book on intuitive eating. Oh, so that's a great validation. Isn't this fun? I love this stuff. And I'm indeed traveling in the fall, and I'm glad there's a good feeling around it. I was curious about that. Oh, Arlene, I'm so happy. Good. I can't wait to hear about your trip. And awesome on the book, too. You're going to have this all down, man. Very good. Okay. So fun. I love it. Okay, Marlene says Shelties can be prone to pancreatitis. This will be explored. Okay, I'm wondering. Huh. All right. Well, keep me posted, Marlene, and I'll definitely send some love his way. Catherine says, any guidance around work or the next direction? And Tigger says, thank you also. Absolutely. Loving on that kitty. All right, Catherine. It looks to me... All right, here's the image I'm getting. Have you ever seen The Wizard of Oz? Probably. Who hasn't seen The Wizard of Oz, right? The old one, the original one. And you have the scarecrow, like, you know, he's pointing this way, and his arms are crossed, and, you know, he's pointing in all these random directions. That's what I'm seeing when I look at you, and I'm like, huh. So what is the next direction? Here's what I'm hearing, Catherine. September's going to be your month when you know what that direction is. It's going to take you by surprise. I feel like the next direction that you go is not at all what you thought you were going to do. But there's an opportunity pending that's going to come up for you that really kind of changes the whole conversation about what you're going to do next with career. And so hold on. If you can, hold on until September. And just be open to new possibilities. Be open to do something new. Right. I guess that's the key, is be open to do something new, because I believe what's going to come up for you here is something different than what you've done in the past. And for a moment, I feel like you might try to talk yourself out of it or decide that you're not really qualified or up to doing that. But the people that are offering it to you believe that you are, and I do as well. So stay open. This is something pretty different. So anyway, September, that's our month. That's pretty fun. Okay. All righty. All right. Peeking. Sorry, you guys. We get slowed down in the chat room because I start reading and forget to not, talk. Let me scroll back up here a little bit. Okay, Maureen says, ready to load up the Jeep and head back home to my sister's at the beach for 10 days. We are bringing our 2-year-old yellow lab Ivy along. She loves my sister's old lab Callie, but hoping she behaves herself. Your thoughts? She's going to behave herself really well, actually. Yeah. On the travel, Jane had suggested Rescue Remedy, and I highly recommend that. But I think that's going to be really important to get her there, get you all there in one piece. But she's going to do super, super well, actually. She'll be good to Callie. Callie could really use a playmate and somebody to perk her up anyway. I don't think she's going to be naughty. I don't. I feel like we're going to see a super good girl out of her. So, and you guys have done a good job of training her. And I know that she, for the very most part, listens and responds. So I'm excited. I think that actually, yeah, I'm not worried. She's going to be good. And also, this is going to be such a good trip, a refreshing trip. You need to take lots of naps, rests, moments to just do whatever you want, I know you need it desperately, and it's going to be a good thing. While you are gone, refuse to engage in any drama, any family drama, or drama in general. You're off the clock. Whether it's work drama or whatever, you're off the clock. You're not playing. So remind yourself of that. I'm on vacation and I'm not doing this. Simply not. And you can. It's the kind of stuff that I feel like you can do. Jane says, I'm a part of a group of 5 women trying to commune who are like wrangling cats. One is trying to have us to her summer home, but no one seems to be responding. I'd love to do a cocoa ceremony, offer Reiki, and run astrology reports through 1-2 reports. Do you see us getting this together? I do, Jane, but I don't see all 5 of you coming. I feel like that you will have 3 to 4 of you. Hopefully 4. The one is iffy. One of them is just her life's too chaotic. I feel like she's not really telling the whole truth about what's going on in her world. That's really going to prevent her from traveling and making this happen. But she's kind of just stringing you guys along because she'd really like to go, but it's not really a reality for her. 3 of you are definitely in. It's just kind of, it's just getting the logistics worked out. And then the one, she's just really busy with her job and just really needs to decide to do it and do it. And I think she will. So, but that's what I'm thinking. You'll have 3 to 4 of you, and it really will happen. But there's one that if she kind of starts to waffle and act like she's not really on board, let her be out. Let her be out. Nobody, it wouldn't be you anyway, but nobody should, try and beg her or convince her to stay in. It's actually just not really logistically possible for her currently. So, but I do see you getting it together. I love the idea of doing a cocoa ceremony or cacao. Whatever. But offering Reiki and running astrology reports, how fun. How fun. I think that your offerings are great and that you guys will have a great time. But yeah, just know it's just not going to be for everybody. Okay. Ooh. Oh, Amy said she received her candle kit. Going to light one today. If you have time, pull or cut a cord. Oh, yes, from her husband's sister. Yeah, let's take a look at that. I really wish her life would satisfy her more because she is so jealous and feels such a need to compete. And she shouldn't need to, but she's just... I think she's just a generally kind of unhappy person. I suspect for that even like when she was a teenager, nothing really quite satisfied her, made her happy, and she's still that way. And you can probably look at her life and go, dude, you have a lot of things to be happy about. Why do you need to be throwing your shade at me? But she's not. She's just not in here, So that's where it comes from, Amy. I don't really think that you would deserve this from her. She's just struggling. Alrighty, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and pull that cord. Kind of looks like an arrow, and it is right in one of your kidneys. So pull that out of your back. We'll heal it here with love and return it because it's really a part of her energy body. So we'll give it back to her in a healed state. Then healing that up in your back. Good. I'm going to just create a little separation, build a little wall there too. Frankly, I would really like her to just turn her attention elsewhere. But Amy, truth, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job with your life. I know you guys have had some big changes and ups and downs and shifts and turns, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. So don't ever let her judgment get you down. That's her problem, not your problem. Okay, guys, we've done it. We've definitely talked down to the very end of the show. So thank you so much for being here. I will be at One to Listen for the rest of the day and evening. And again, I do have a 20-minute time-based service on sale due to the fact that it is Leo Day. We're entering Leo today. So come see me. Also, of course, want to let you know I'll be on the Psychic Sisters at 11 a.m. Pacific on Thursday. So come see me there. You guys, you've been listening to The Katie Weaver Show here on 1-2 Radio, where we're changing the way you listen to the world.